if you run a business with multiple people at the same time, like we do, we have 3 co-founders, and you argue all the time, in my opinion, that's very normal. It doesn't have to be that everyone always argues, but in our case, it's always me and Moises that always argue about things. And I know from other businesses and other friends that run business together that this is very normal. Why is this? This is because you naturally already have an ego as a co-founder. That's why you even got into the position that you are, because you want more out of life and you work hard to get there. And so you build up a natural ego from working so hard and achieving things. That's a very natural process. The reason why you start arguing all the time is because you both want the best for the business, and sometimes you have different input to get there. So like you listen to either different podcasts, or you have different experiences with different clients from the past, or you simply work on different tasks in the business and work with different people in the business on a daily basis, which changes your response to certain decisions. So for us, it's usually about structure and admin work and communication and leadership. Like, I am in charge of the creative operation in the business, the CCO, and so the main contact point to ask questions for video packaging, scripts, even client communication about recordings and shit. And Moises is a CEO, more focused on operations and client fulfillment in a way, and statistics and data, and showing that to them to keep them happy. And the thing is, for example, that's just an example. Oh, my camera starts tweaking. Yeah, whatever. For example, he wants us to make reports for the clients bi-weekly with statistics on the average view duration, the click-through rate, the views and the subscribers gained bi-weekly. Then I'm going to challenge him on every way, shape or form why it would be necessary to spend 30 minutes on that every other week for every creative. I have like 4 clients now, and my creatives also have 5 clients and 3 clients. And so it would cost the business 4 hours-ish, maybe a little bit less, maybe 3 hours in total for all of our creatives to fill in that document every other week. You might say that's not a big deal. It could be a waste of time, and I really don't like wasting my time. I really like spending time on high leverage stuff, and so I would challenge him on that. That's just one example, and I think it's very normal because everyone has their own incentives, everyone has their own input, but at the end of the day we always have the same outcome. We want the business to scale, period. And if I have a different idea on how that's needed or what we need to do to get there then we're gonna argue. And also another thing is that I'm in an authority position in the business as the CEO, the CCO role, Chief Creative Officer, and the other creatives and in general other talent in the business usually isn't confident enough to say something about it to Moises, for example, or to me, and then they talk to Moises about it. So then if like the creatives, if they don't want to say something about it because they're scared or because there's authority or whatever, for whatever reason, or they feel like they can't argue it well enough, the decision, they can come to me, or I just do it for them naturally. So that's also why I always end up being the person arguing with him, because I'm the only one, like he's my best friend and also the co-founder. So it's a very fun in between that we always argue. But we also like love each other very much, and we lived together all summer, last summer, and we call almost every day, and we send messages almost every single day. Like there's no tension. It's just that if you decide to have this dynamic, like it's not going to be like it is with your mom, that you can just only have rainbows and sunshine and positivity and zero tension. No, like if you don't live with your mom, obviously if you do live with your parents, then there's also some tension sometimes. But if you accept that you're going to work with them, that you're going to scale a business to multiple $billion with them, then of course there's going to be friction, and of course you're going to have different ideas to go to a certain outcome, maybe quicker, or maybe you think that the other person's way is slower. But you need to discuss it first. You need to argue with that person first to see who's right, who's wrong, and what way we're going to try to do. So yeah, I think that's a very natural process. I think it's very normal. I think you should also not try to run away from it, like, oh, I want to say something about this, but maybe it's going to look bad at me for it. No, if you have solid arguments why you think the decision is stupid or why you think you should make a certain decision, then just go like all in. Like Dutch people are very direct. Dutch people are very straight up, and they usually don't sugarcoat things. So I'm Dutch, so I usually just tell them how it is and what I really think and what I think we should do. I never try to find a way around it, or I try to like lie to him to make him happy. No. If I don't think a certain thing is going to happen or it's going to work, if I think it's stupid, if I think people are wasting their time in the business on something, I'm going to tell him, and we end up arguing again, which is very normal. And then the other founder, Josh, the original founder, he usually avoids conflict at all, completely. So he's usually never involved. He's just for the more strategic decisions involved. And then he also has this very clear, direct, straight opinion. Like no, because he spends most time with the clients in person, so he has most business knowledge by far from all of us. So then he's like, yeah, I've seen this in all these billionaires, their companies, or these multi-8-figure people, their companies. It's a bad decision. We're not gonna do it. Period. Based on this data, I think you guys are stupid, and we're gonna run this way. Holy shit! I walked so quickly that Harvey Davies is so far behind me. Anyway, that's everything that I want to say. Very natural process. Don't run away from it, but make sure that you have solid arguments and that you think about it yourself before challenging someone's decision, because it can create unnecessary tension if you don't have solid arguments and you're just trying to argue for the sake of it. So, where are we going? This way? Okay. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.